Hello? Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
What up, dog?
You want us to help with Team C's?
If you knew what you were doing, you could do that 100%.
Donate $1 for every subscriber we get up to 200 subscribers
Until the end of the year?
until the end of the year. Mr. Beast, we're at 35 subscribers. You think you can make it happen? Yeah, we'll do that, Mr. Beast. Love you. Nice Squid Game vid, by the way. All right, bye. So you heard it here first, boys. We're donating $1 up to,
Up to 200
Yeah,
subs until
yeah.
the end of the year. So.
and so we're at 35, so $165 to Team C's. Please get us 200 subscribers. And thank you guys for watching. Welcome back to Boom Shot. I'm Kale. This is Colby.
I'm back.
And the return wearing his Boba Fett jacket. So recently, Spider-Man No Way Home just came out, and we think it's time to rehash our tier list that was heavily criticized. And we may have some improvements. We may not have some improvements. So just stay tuned for the video. We'll try to keep it short. Thank you guys for watching.
Boom, you looking for this?
Okay, so let's jump right into this. So first up, we got
The OG.
The OG, yeah, Spider-Man 1. Kind of kicked off a lot of big superhero movies, really, when you think about it.
If you think about it this way, is it also the first MCU movie? No.
Now that Tobey's kind of in the MCU, you can kind of say that. I think just this movie is very important for the superhero genre in general. Like, this is one of the first big superhero movies. I like Tobey in this movie. A lot of people say that this and the second one are definitely his best movies, and the third one, Dark Descent. But where do you think we put this movie?
Like you said, we'll get to that later, but this was good. Definitely, I think it's his second best of his trilogy.
Yeah.
But it was also really good. Not putting this one down, saying it's second best.
Yeah.
Because the first one's so good.
Yeah.
Not the first movie, but the first one above this is so good.
Yeah.
So I'd give it a solid A tier.
Yeah, I think it's an A tier too. I love Tobey Spider-Man in this movie and his origin as Peter Parker as well in Uncle Ben. His quips, like we said last video, they just hit, dude. They still hit No Way Home. Like they just land, bro. So next up we got Spider-Man 2, and in everybody's book, this one is automatically. Honestly, it's still the best superhero movie in some people's eyes.
A lot of people say that or The Dark Knight.
Yeah, the struggle that he had as a hero was very important. You know, and it was not, I don't want to say fun to watch, but it was very like touching and gripping to watch. So, and I honestly like it better, and I think a lot of people do too. So I think we put it as tier.
Yeah,
I like the S tier, and then Spider-Man 3. I've seen better. I've seen better. I'm not gonna lie, but it's still a pretty decent movie. But it's not like, it's not, to me. It's not S through B.
No, and it didn't live up. After you saw the first two movies, and you saw this one, it was like, man.
There's just so much. There's too much going on in this movie, and you can see that in No Way Home. They had Goblin come back. They had Sandman.
Yeah.
They had Venom. There's just a lot going on in this movie, and this is before the era of being able to like have writers that be able to manage that and share it.
Yeah.
So it just with so much going on and kind of a derpy storyline, I think we're gonna give it a C tier.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a knock on Tobey. Overall, an S, A, and a C, I mean, that's a pretty good choice.
Oh yeah, you love to see that. If you're a Tobey fan, you love to see that. we're getting some redemption here. But so next up we got the original Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
And if you watched our last video, you know how I feel about Garfield and his movies.
And honestly, Garfield, I think it's hard to say. I do like him as a Spider-Man. So where are we putting this movie?
Kind of like Tobey's. I like Garfield's other movie more.
Yeah.
But this one's still solid. First one's still solid, so I'd give it a B.
Yeah, I think a solid B tier is good.
I wouldn't say it's as good as Tobey's first Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's better. It's better than this movie.
Yeah.
But it's not quite as good as these two, I would say. So then we got Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Here's where we're getting through some controversy. In this movie, it only got better after watching No Way Home for me.
Oh yeah,
I teared up in that moment.
Yeah, dude, when he catches MJ and like finally forgives himself for dropping Gwen, like, and I don't know, we've explained like how we view each Spider-Man, and I love his Spider-Man. His Peter Parker, I'm not that big of a fan of, but his Spider-Man was great. And this movie, I think, only added to his character. He's just a product of really bad writing. Like that's why he didn't get a third movie. So I think this one's a definite S tier. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
Because,
So-
I mean, Garfield's a fantastic actor. Oh, it's Frozen in Time. It's Frozen Time literally between S and A.
No, come back. Oh no, sorry.
Oh, we bumped him down.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. So you think it's above Spider-Man?
I think so,
Spider-Man
yeah.
2. I like it better than Spider-Man 2. So we're going based off of what we like here. So
Not to spoil our last video if you haven't seen it, but we put it pretty highly.
Oh yeah, we did.
And so we're going to do that again in this video. And, I mean, as I said, I like this movie only more after watching No Way Home.
Oh, same. And so then we got Spider-Man: Homecoming. This is Tom Holland's second best movie, I think.
I agree.
Spider-Man.
I agree.
So obviously, I mean, and I love the way to see Tom Holland Spider-Man movies is like a reverse origin story, kind of like his first two movies are him like being Spider-Man, but not really being Spider-Man, and then in the third one he finally becomes his lone hero. And if you've seen that movie, once again, like you'll understand it once you see it. But I love the low to earth, like stay on earth type of story, just friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And I love the teenage perspective that it takes.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else to add about it? I mean,
We're seeing a trend here with each actor Spider-Man.
yeah,
Their first movie is their second best.
yeah.
That's how we've ranked each of them.
So I think this movie goes up here with an A tier. It's not quite S tier material, but I do enjoy this movie a lot, and I think you do too.
Oh, I love it, dude. And because we were in what, high school and middle?
Yeah, I was in 8th grade whenever this movie
Yeah,
came out.
I was in 9th and you were in 8th, so I mean it really connected with me. watching
Yeah,
this movie.
same. So then we got Venom, the original Venom, which is miles better than the first or the second. But and I mean, compared to these movies, I can't solidly give it a B. Confident. I can't give it a confident B, and I cannot say that it's slightly worse than even this one.
No, that's definitely.
It was a nice action flick, just to go watch to kill some time. And I like Tom Hardy's Venom a lot too, but to me it's just a C tier. But I will put it over this movie because this movie's still just that derpy.
Venom was enjoyable and had a good soundtrack.
Venom. It did have a good soundtrack.
And it was very hyped up, and I mean, it's hard to live up to that amount of hype. Few movies do it. No Way Home did.
No Way Home did. That's
But,
true. Infinity War did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with that. That's a good take on it. And then we got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is also a source of intense heat that we got from our last video.
And I will say this, the best soundtrack.
Oh, by far. Probably of any movie. Very close
Yeah.
to... If there's a close second would be Guardians 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They have a good soundtrack. But, I mean, is this one even a competition? It's an S tier, but it's mainly where do we put this S tier? So, do we put it right here? Do you think it's better than Amazing Spider-Man 2?
A lot of people do. A lot of people wouldn't have.
But we don't, baby. It's going right here. It's better than Spider-Man 2, I think. But it's not better than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's not to take anything away from this movie. We love it.
Oh, yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse, incredible.
All of these
I
are
wanna
S
watch it
tiers.
again.
Yeah, all of these are S tiers for a reason. Like
Yeah.
and I like each of these for different reasons too. So
And now, dude, we might have to update this tier list next year when the second Into the Spider-Verse comes out.
that's true. It may push this above because the origin story may be a lot more important. So next up we got Spider-Man: Far From Home. I hate to say it, but this is Tom Holland's worst movie.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reverse origin story too. And I don't even think. Where do you think we put this?
I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
There were
enjoyed
some
it.
funny things in there. I liked Happy in this movie.
Yeah,
Ned's always good.
yeah. It just kind of it did kind of feel weird, especially like right after Endgame. I don't know if that's maybe what.
That's the biggest lull in movie history, dude.
Oh yeah, no joke. That was, dude.
Not because this movie is bad, but like after you watch Endgame,
Yeah.
like dude.
So where do you think we put it? Ahead of Amazing Spider-Man? Behind Amazing Spider-Man? I feel that's hard. That's hard. And I honestly think I'd rather watch this one than Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to put it. And then next up we got Venom: Let There Be Carnage. It was last place in our last list, and I don't think anything.
It hadn't moved.
Once again, just a decent action flick. There's nothing special about it. It kind of, I don't know, just kind of weird, but fun to watch if you got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I mean the post-credit scene was
Yeah, best part of
high.
that movie.
Yeah.
Best part of that movie for sure. And then we got the poster child of all Spider-Man movies, dude.
I love this movie.
Spider-Man No Way Home, dude. Now we're fresh off of watching it. I watched it Friday. He watched it also Friday, but we didn't watch it together. I mean, there's not many things I hated about this movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate anything. The pacing was the only thing. It started off really slow, but everything else was beautiful, dude.
Yeah, it was needed though. It was needed, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And so think about it. You combine the best aspects of these movies right here. So these movies right here. You combine the best aspects of them, and then you add Doctor Strange. You add all the villains. It's just a shared timeline.
Dude, I mean, even Into the Spider-Verse got a shout out from Jamie Foxx there, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Electro.
And so I'm thinking, this movie, I love the way it did Tom Holland's origin story too. The way it ended was magnificent. The fighting, it's just everything about it was truly just amazing, dude. I felt like I was living inside a comic book when I was watching this movie.
And let me say, they took a risk by ending it that way.
Oh, they did.
Because this was the biggest movie since, it might be the biggest movie
Ever. Yeah.
And they ended it on like a sad note. And but I loved it.
Oh, I love the way they ended.
That's kind of what
Because-
Spider-Man is known for, his tragic story.
Yeah, and that's the point, though, is like, Peter really couldn't be Spider-Man. Tom Holland's Peter really couldn't be Spider-Man because he was constantly, I don't say dragged down, but distracted with, his high school life. But now that nobody knows who he is, he's finally able to be the lone hero. Like, think about it. He had to take a GED test
No.
because all of his academic history had gotten erased.
It was so gut-wrenching to watch.
Oh, it was, dude. He walks into the store, and she's still wearing the Black Dahlia necklace, though. And she got the Band-Aid on her head.
I think the Band-Aid is what... we could make 7 more videos at least about this movie, but...
And might have to go see it again. And
no, we're definitely... I'm going to go see it again.
I'm probably going to go see it again, too. It was just a great movie. Like, no cap, no doubt about it. And so, where do you think we put this? I mean...
It's easy number 1.
Easy number 1. Honestly, can I scroll up to an S+ tier? Is there an S+ tier up here? There's not. Okay. Well, if there was an S+ tier, this would... Okay, in the grand scheme of things, this might be my favorite superhero movie of all time.
Yeah, I can't.
It's hard to beat Infinity War because I love Infinity War, but this movie, it's very close, very very close.
A big thing of what made Infinity War so climactic and so good is that they had all the movies building up to it.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have as much history in a way as
this
because it's 20 years.
This combined, 20 years worth of Spider-Man history, 3 reboots, couple offshoot universes, and it combined all that into one movie and made it make sense and made it legit so cool. I love the mentoring, everything, and just this movie was great. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. There really isn't. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it for yourself because you're only hurting yourself by not watching it. I mean, I think that's a pretty good list.
I think so too, man. And dude, I love that movie. I still can't get over it, man. Tom Holland did such a great job.
Oh, he did. All of them did a great job.
They did.
Picking up right in stride where they left off.
Dude.
Every single character is like nothing, like literally nothing changed from when they got transported to the universe and when they left. Nothing changed. It was just amazing, and I could watch it over and over.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's pretty much all we got. And you let us know in the comments your list. I imagine y'all would disagree at some point, and that's okay. Just keep it respectful, and we'll see you in the next one.